Okay, so my pathogen was Vibrio cholerae, also more commonly known as cholera. So, cholera is an acute diarrheal illness uh, that can be fatal in a matter of hours if left untreated, just due to the vast amount of dehydration uh, that somebody can experience. Though most people will be infected will have no or mild symptoms and can be treated with oral rehydration solution or IV solution. So that's what Vibrio cholerae looks like under a scanning electron microscope. There are tons of different serotypes of Vibrio cholerae, but the only ones that are infectious are 01 and 0139. They're the only ones that produce exotoxins and the only ones that can cause the sort of diarrheal illness that can affect humans. It is a comma-shaped bacterium with one flagellum at one side, and it has pili to help colonize and stick together. It's gram-negative. It's mesophilic. It needs to survive inside the human body, so it doesn't do well with extreme temperatures. And it's a facultative anaerobe, so it can survive with or without oxygen. Portal of entry, pretty simple. In through the mouth, through the gastrointestinal tract, uh, and then it's spread through feces, um, which can get into food sources, water sources, and if it's not treated or decontaminated and a person ingests it, then that's how the bacteria gets into the stomach. Uh, Portal of exit obviously is again through feces, so it goes in one end of the GI tract and exit out the other end. Signs and symptoms. Like I said, mainly just dehydration and then all of the symptoms that dehydration causes. So, like the watery diarrhea, vomiting, thirst, leg cramps, restlessness, irritability, low blood pressure because you have low volume because you're vomiting and have diarrhea, which then causes rapid heart rate. And then the dehydration causes dry mucous membranes. Um, and so there's all the different ways that you can tell if somebody is one just extremely dehydrated, uh, it might cholera might be the cause. Transmission, again, pretty straightforward. Uh, you get it by drinking water, eating food that's contaminated, um, and especially in different parts of the world where water isn't so treated, and the infection can spread so much easier. Um, so yeah, detection diagnosis. There's quite a few different ways to detect it. Um, Obviously, getting a stool culture, and then culturing the stool and just seeing if the Vibrio cholerae bacteria are in the stool. Antigen dipsticks that can detect the different serotypes, and then they do have different PCR tests that you can rapidly test, like in the field. Uh, and then also, you can use dark field microscopes to visibly see the Vibrio cholerae as they're moving around. Okay, treatment prevention. So considering that it just causes extreme diarrhea and extreme dehydration, then number one thing is going to be to rehydrate. Um, if it's mild, you can do oral fluids. Obviously, in more severe cases, you're going to need to do like possibly rapid IV infusion of fluids. Um, They may also use antibiotics um, just to get your blood levels back up or your blood volume back up, get your pressure back up so that it doesn't become fatal. Uh, and then the way to prevent it, just making sure that drinking water is properly treated and sanitized. Make sure you're washing your hands, and make sure that any food that's taken from a potentially dangerous water source is properly cooked to kill off any microorganisms, um, especially like shrimp, any water creatures that may pick up the bacteria. Now here's where cholera is most prevalent. Um, as you see, there is a theme. It's usually developing countries, countries that don't have adequate water treatment systems. Um, it's just, they don't have the resources or the infrastructure to uh, kind of keep cholera at bay. And so then it spreads like wildfire, and then you have, large amount of cases that stack up, like these numbers. Uh, so, like in North America, where we're fairly well developed, we have ways to treat water. Um, there's not a whole lot of feces that's getting into drinking water and water that we use every day. There's only 4 total cases this year. Now in Afghanistan, up until September, there's been 165,000 new cases. Syria, 228,000 new cases. Cameroon, 20,000, and then Haiti, 42,000. Uh, so far this year worldwide, there have been a cumulative 723,000 cases, including 4,300 deaths. It's crazy because in the same time frame last year, there's only 914 deaths. So I'm not sure what changed this year that just caused a significant increase in deaths to cholera. And then here are just some pictures of people who are trying to receive treatment um, just from severe dehydration. They're hooked up to IV solutions, just trying to get rehydrated. So now some fun facts. Cholera at the movies. Uh, there are quite a few movies that somehow include cholera into the plot in some way, like The Painted Veil. It's about a bacteriologist in the 1920s during a cholera outbreak in a small Chinese village, not city. Um, Horseman on the Roof. Takes place in 1832, where the antagonist stumbles upon a village ravaged by cholera, where he sees corpses abandoned to crows, and it makes him sick. Um, Love in the Time of Cholera. It's even in the title. Contains a character who is a physician and is committed to the eradication of cholera and to the promotion of public works. Takes place in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And then The Secret Garden. The main character loses her parents in India to a cholera epidemic, um, and then is sent to live with her uncle. Now, that technically is the book version. The movie version, apparently, they are killed in an earthquake instead. Um, but still. Also, a thing to note, these 3 movies are romances, so I guess keep that in mind. And then here are my sources. All right, thank you so much.